We don't go out to dinner.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do any of that stuff. I'm not like a huge fan of Valentine's Day.
I feel like some dudes, and I would do this too, like break up with my girl right before all the holidays because I ain't trying to buy a bunch of crap. If we had an ugly kid and they didn't get any cards, this is something you would probably do. Welcome back to another episode of Unpacking Life with the box and the basket. The tired basket today. It's been a long day already.
Yeah.
And the kids are coming home in like an hour. And we're forcing ourselves to be happy and cheery today. For Valentine's Day.
Yes.
So Valentine's Day is right around the corner for us.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about it. We've spent the last 12 Valentine's Days together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that we've had like a bad one, have we?
No, we got engaged one time. On
So I guess we have
Day.
had a bad one. So, but before we get into it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we appreciate y'all listening, watching, however you're getting our content. So that's probably our best Valentine's Day. We're already together. How many years?
So
5?
many.
4?
I don't know.
4
15?
years? 15?
2015? When
No.
did you ask me to marry
2016, because you were not waiting. And 7 months later, we were like at the wedding.
you? Oh. So 4 years.
It's 4 years. And I always joke that I couldn't find a good gift for her. So I just popped the question. I was like, might as well. We're going to be in this for the long haul.
Oh, thank you. After I birthed you a whole ass child.
Yeah. And was it worth it?
Mhm.
She's a jerk sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But have you had any like bad experiences on Valentine's Day?
I probably have, but I have a bad memory, so I don't remember.
Uh-huh.
But I'm not like a huge fan of Valentine's Day. I think I was just now when you were talking.
Looking at some statistics.
I was looking up, I meant to earlier to look up the history.
Mm-hmm.
But to me,
it was made up. People will tell you it was made up by the candy companies and the
Yes.
flower companies.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
By all the corporations to make
Mhm.
money and to break
believe
people
it.
apart over arguments.
Like
I mean,
that.
it is. We don't go out to dinner.
Uh-huh.
We don't do any of that stuff. Don't buy me a teddy bear or those chocolates that they sell.
I do it for Aubrey though.
Well, yeah, because you want to set a standard, but
Yeah.
I don't give a crap if we go out to dinner or not.
You heard it
I
here.
don't-
So when we argue and I don't get her anything in a couple of days,
Just give me a card
I don't want to hear it.
with a love note.
She likes when I handwrite notes to her.
Yeah. Because he doesn't tell me a lot of times, like, that he loves me and why he loves me. He can't. It's his cactus exterior.
This is a lie.
So I like when he writes it down and I can read it over and over. Like, oh, he does love me.
What happened the other night? I was we got into a little tiff and I was wrong.
Uh-huh.
And
You heard it here first. The man
I
admitted he was wrong.
I always admit that I'm wrong, even when I'm not sometimes. Anyways, so I was like sitting there pondering on it and I was like, I should definitely apologize. Like, it's my fault. And then so I went to like send her a text and I'm like typing the whole thing out and explaining my position and why I'm seeking forgiveness from her. And maybe, I don't know, a couple sentences before I finish, she like comes downstairs and I'm like, all right, I might as well just say it in person. So I delete the whole text and then I was like, come here. And then I apologized to her. I talked to her. And then she's like, what did the text say? I was like, I don't remember.
And he had already
Because my
deleted
apology
it.
was a lot shorter than what the text
Yeah,
was.
I don't like it. It's always like, I'm
Well,
sorry, I
you
shouldn't have
should've
did
just
that. I'm
stayed-
like,
You should have just stayed upstairs then. I didn't apologize to you nicely.
you did, but I just needed more. I like those texts. I love me a text apology. And then because then it's like I get double apology.
A
'Cause you-
get double apology?
I get double the apology because you text me and then you give me a hug and you say sorry in person too.
That
I
saved
like
me
to
a
make you
trip.
suffer.
That saved me a trip upstairs.
You're welcome. Anyway, but I looked it up, so now I'm going
Uh-huh.
to tell you. Valentine's Day, also called St. Valentine's Day or Feast of St. Valentine, is
Mm-hmm.
celebrated annually on February 14th. It originated as a Christian feast day honoring a martyr. Martyr? Is that how you say the word?
Mm-hmm.
English is not my first language.
Keep telling yourself.
Named Valentine, and through later folk traditions, it has also become a significant cultural, religious, and commercial celebration of romance and love in many regions of the world.
What's the religious part? The Saint Valentine?
I guess.
Hmm.
But saints are in Catholic, usually, not Christian.
Which is the religion.
I know, but still. The Eastern Orthodox Church, they celebrate on July 6th. And then Eastern Orthodox Church. There's another one on July 30th. So if someone's obsessed with Valentine's Day, you could
Celebrate
be
all
getting
three.
Valentine's three times a year.
Yeah.
There's more, but I can't read it all.
I don't really remember any like specific. I just remember I hated as a teenager.
Mhm.
I like dreaded like buying gifts and making plans and it's always on the guy, of course. I hated it. But it was like, and then trying to get like a reservation, and of course I'm like last minute planner, so I'm calling the day of.
Not
like,
so much anymore.
No.
Yeah.
But back then I'm trying to call restaurants and like, you guys have any openings? No, we're fully booked. It was rough.
Also, just now that you're talking about that, when you were younger, you know how here in school the kids have to bring like a Valentine and they have to address it to everybody so nobody feels left out, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna go off on a tangent. Because you know what it does? It conditions them to think that everybody should like them.
Yeah.
And then, like, Roman has a hard time with that. He hates when people like make fun of him or they don't like him. He wants everybody to be his friend. Not everybody's gonna be your friend, dude. Like, you're gonna have to let it go.
He's our 6-year-old.
So that's why I think you should single people out. Like, they need to learn the hard way that not everybody's gonna like them.
Yeah.
And that's okay. You shouldn't care.
We should bring bullying back too, but that's my personal opinion.
Maybe picking on, not necessarily actual bullying.
Yeah.
But
nothing physical, just making fun of people. Like, make it okay. It's a joke
we're
around.
about to be canceled over here.
It's fine.
Anyway,
I don't have anything to be canceled over. So
when I was a kid, I don't think, for sure, I know that we never did Valentine's in
I don't
like
think it's
German
a thing in
school.
Germany.
No. They're like, oh, you.
I think it's like mainly an American thing because it's of the high consumerism.
Let me keep talking. I'm gonna look some kind of.
So we'll get into it first. So we sent out some questions about Valentine's. Well, actually, just one question, just telling us about either people's favorite or worst Valentine's Day, and mostly it was bad stuff. So that's basically what we have.
Well, people never want to share good stories.
Yeah.
You remember negative things.
So this one is actually for my little brother, which he has his own podcast. It's the What's Next podcast. Him and his buddy out of Vegas. So if you get a chance, go check them out. Good content, good conversation there. So my little brother, Hugo, Little Juice, he says, I was dating this girl while I was in the military, and I've never celebrated Valentine's Day, even growing up, and she knew this. This Valentine's Day is coming up, and she keeps asking me what we're going to do, and I kept telling her that it's just another day for me. If she wanted to plan or do something, she's free to do so, but I will not. He will not plan it. He'll participate in the plans that she makes. She says, so she plans a dinner and an event after dinner. The end of the night comes and she keeps making comments when he went to like the bathroom or to his car or reaching back into like his gym bag, and she would make a comment saying, oh, is it in the bathroom, or what are you grabbing from your bag? Stuff like that. He says, when I'm about to fall asleep that night, she wakes me up and she's pissed, and she says, you really didn't get me anything? And he said no, and it turns into a month-long issue. Turns out she thought I was lying about him celebrating or not celebrating that day just to build the suspense. So when he did get her something for Valentine's Day, she would be extra excited. So she set herself up for failure. That's a very
juice thing to do.
Oh, I guess our mom and this chick still talk to this day, and any chance he gets to see or talk to me, it gets brought up as if he didn't disclose it, that he doesn't celebrate it.
But it's like if you're in a relationship with someone, and like, shouldn't you bend a little? Like, oh, I never celebrate my birthday, so I'm not gonna celebrate your birthday.
But I was kind of the same way, where like I hated holidays. I'm still not a huge fan of holidays. But
really, you don't like Christmas?
No, that's what I was about to say. So I like never really grew up liking Christmas. And even when you and I first got together, like I didn't really like Christmas. But now that we have our own like traditions and things that we do on Christmas with the kids, and like seeing the joy in their face, and the stupid freaking elf that comes every year, and it's like such a hassle to like manage. But anyways, so like now seeing the joy that the kids get on Christmas and the joy that you have for Christmas, and like the traditions that we've set, I enjoy Christmas now. I still don't like watching Christmas movies and stuff, but
I love it.
I will for you guys because I love y'all. So in that aspect, I like certain holidays. But when I was a single guy, I never celebrated Christmas. Like I'd go to people's houses to go eat food and stuff.
But I feel like for some women, it's such like, oh, you don't love me kind of thing. So
it just depends on the love language too.
I guess, but I don't know. If somebody says like they want something for Valentine's, you should probably get them something. I think
if you
most
like
people when I don't know. I want to say that most our friends, like a lot of them are like, oh, forget about it. We don't do anything. But you know which country spends the most amount of money on Valentine's Day?
It has to be the U.S.
Well,
do you know? Why are you asking me questions you don't know the answers to?
It's Hong Kong.
Hong Kong?
They spend the most amount of money on Valentine's Day. But what do you think we spend in the United States every year, like as a nation? Like
on
how
Valentine's
much money
Day?
is made?
Just buying gifts or like dinners and stuff too?
Yeah, all that.
Gotta be in the billions at least. I'd say 5 billion.
26 billion.
Oof.
I know.
Off. That's crazy.
And you know what they do too? It says it's most popular in the United States, Britain, Canada, Australia,
Now Hong
Argentina, France, Mexico, and South Korea. I don't know. That randomly popped up. Hong Kong couples spend the most on Valentine's Day in the world, according to that report. It says
maybe
dim sum daily.
Per capita.
Maybe. I just think it's like one way to squeeze out money. And for a lot of people, like they get their tax returns, if they're getting a tax return.
Yeah.
It's right around that time. It's so convenient. They put a holiday right there and they pad their pockets, all these. But I want something.
What do you want?
I want a nice card.
A nice car?
A card.
Oh, I was going to say, you already have a nice car.
Next story. I haven't heard these, by the way.
Yeah. So this one's kind of funny. So it says, he said, in 6th grade, this is somebody else, another guy. In 6th grade, I had a crush on a girl and I wanted to send her a rose. Like those roses that the school sends. Like you can do it anonymously or not.
Yeah, never did that either.
So send a rose. But I didn't want her to know it was me. And my handwriting is incredibly distinguishable and I was really shy. So I paid one of my friends $1 to write her name and Happy Valentine's Day from your secret admirer on the card. He said he went to the desk, set up at lunch, and turned in the card. Everyone at my lunch table watched as one of the teachers delivered the card to Lauren. And that was the girl. He says we continued to watch as she smiled and giggled with her friends. She then jumped up and ran to the desk where they were selling the card and roses. She wrote some stuff down and then ran back to her table. A few moments later, the teacher got up and walked over to my table. She gave the card to my friend, the one that he had paid to take the note to her. and said it was from Lauren. She had recognized his handwriting and wanted to go on a date with him. He got up and went over to her table and accepted the offer.
So he set up his friend.
He stole his girl.
How old were they? Does it say?
Sixth grade.
Oh.
It says they went on a date and were dating, as much as sixth graders can be, for the rest of the year. She moved to El Paso at the end of the school year, never to be seen again.
I thought it was bros before hoes. What happened?
Not in middle school, apparently. So that's kind of messed up. Just swooped in and took his girl. The first person I thought of was Roman. Roman would do something like that.
Like, sorry, dude. We watched a show recently too. Oh, it's The Chai, where the boy, they were swapping girlfriends.
Oh,
like he stole the guy's. They were buddies, and he stole his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And now they're all.
And
friends.
then he stole his other buddy's ex-girlfriend. Remember?
So now there's like a cycle going.
Yeah. Oh, this one made me laugh out loud, literally, because I don't know. Like, I'm sure Aubrey, our daughter, is beautiful. Like, she's not gonna have any issues with dudes freaking sending her Valentine's cards and stuff. And I am not looking forward to it. But if we had an ugly kid and they didn't get any,
now we're getting canceled for sure.
If we had an ugly kid and they didn't get any cards, this is something you would probably do. She said, the Valentines, I realized that the Valentine's Day cards I had been receiving from my secret admirer for years were in fact from my parents.
Oh.
And then, oh man, I don't know. Do you think we would do that? I would just be like, sorry, man, you just put some makeup on, girl. I don't know what to tell you.
No, because there's somebody for everybody. Just because people don't find you beautiful doesn't mean that nobody will.
I know.
Maybe
so would we do the fake cards?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh, I would feel so bad. I would, obviously, I get Aubrey a card every year and a flower.
A flower?
Yeah, you should just get her like one rose. And I'll get you a bouquet. No? You
got her last year a big one.
A full bouquet? Oh, really?
Just smaller than mine.
Oh.
Yeah.
You gotta let her know. You're still number one.
Yeah. She thinks she's number one.
She
thought that too. She's like, oh, is this big one for me?
Nah, dog.
No.
You gotta check her ass sometimes.
Get back in line, ma'am.
But you don't think we would do fake cards? Or would you?
No.
No?
It's the whole thing that I said earlier. Like, not everybody
Sometimes
should get a Valentine's.
Sometimes you're a winner, sometimes
I think it's
not.
Conditioning kids to think that everybody will like them.
Yeah.
And life will be easy and everybody will... I don't know.
That's so jacked up too, because like you're getting this and you're like, year after year, you're like, who is this secret admirer? Like, when is he gonna tell me he likes me?
I would think that somebody's stalking me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be killed soon. He's been watching me for years.
All right.
Or then you start making googly eyes at somebody, like every time somebody looks at you.
Right.
My secret admirer.
Oh, that's them. That's
like me and you. I threw myself at you because I thought you were my secret admirer.
So, can we tell the story?
Go ahead.
So, Vanessa and I met under funny circumstances.
Very funny.
So, my roommate, we'll call him Jack. He's dating her best friend at the time, Jill.
Call her Jill.
So, Jack and Jill are dating. Jack and Jill go over to Vanessa's house to have a game night, and they invite our other roommate, my other roommate, like a third roommate. What are we gonna call him? Thomas. So they invite Thomas over to Vanessa's house, and they're like, Thomas likes you, Vanessa, and he's like into you. And then he asked for a picture of Vanessa. So Thomas gets a picture of Vanessa, and he goes, yeah, I'll come over. But then Vanessa is the shallow one. And she's like, well, let me get a picture of him. And he's like, oh, hell no. He's like, if she wants a picture of me, then that means that she's shallow, and I'm not going over there now. Well, they didn't tell her that.
I had no idea, so I thought he was still coming.
So Jack invited me. He's like, hey, do you want to come over and play spades? We're at Vanessa's house. And I had no idea who Vanessa was. Well, I kind of did because we had met once before. But anyways, I was like, yeah, sure. Like, I'll go over there and play cards. And then she's like really into me. And I'm like, why is this chick all over me? And I'm just leaning into it. I'm like, all right. And so we kissed that night or whatever. And then we exchanged numbers. And then later on, we find out I find out this whole story of that they were supposed to be inviting Thomas, but Thomas didn't want to go over, so they didn't tell Vanessa, and Vanessa still assumed that I was Thomas. She didn't know his
because I
name.
didn't have a name or a picture, so I'm like, they're telling me they're bringing a guy because I'm like going through a divorce, so they're like trying to slap a Band-Aid on me, and then they bring this guy with his.
It's been a 12-year Band-Aid. My manipulative Riz.
Yeah. Your Band-Aid turned into like that glue that they put in wounds, you know? They glue it together.
A stitch?
Stitch is painful, yeah. A stitch. It hurts sometimes. Stitches.
But yeah, so that's how we met. So I was her secret admirer set up by her friends. So this chick says, while in nursing school, my friend and I thought it might be funny to send the only 5 guys in our classroom an anonymous invitation to get together after school for a drink at a certain cafe. She said, we sent them the letter to their house, fully expecting them to recognize it was a joke, because all 5 of them got the same invitation. And she says, well, the next day, one of the guys asked the teacher for a moment to talk to the class and starts telling us that he received this card and his wife went crazy. Something you would do. He said she was now convinced that he was having an affair and threatened to divorce him. I don't think you're that crazy, but she says, needless to say, he was not amused by our little prank. We ended up going to his house together, where we apologized humbly with flowers to his wife. To this day, I'm still not convinced she believed us. She says, the other guys, however, found it hilarious and were all there for the meet, even though they already found out it was us, of course. One of the guys carried a card from his girlfriend thanking us, saying that she had not seen him that happy for a while when he received our card.
What?
He was even singing in the shower, but the one with the angry wife, he never really spoke to us after that.
What kind of class was it? Like, how did this
nursing school?
Oh, nursing
school. How would you feel?
I mean, first I would have to do some investigating.
Oh, yeah.
I would call in all my detectives.
What? All the neighborhood house moms?
No. Ro, for example.
I
would stick around.
Oh, Ro's really good.
Yeah.
She's like better than the FBI.
For sure. And then
the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Did I say that?
No.
Oh, that's in a movie, isn't it?
The show, yeah.
So, and then I would...
I feel like them going over to the house to apologize, like, makes it worse.
Probably.
Like, why are y'all at the house trying to make me feel better about my husband? I don't know. It'd be weird.
I guess it just depends.
Yeah.
It could be a slippery slope.
Schwippity schwope.
Schwippity. That's what I almost said.
Oh, no. You would go to the meet with me.
Like, oh, we got invited? Let's go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know. Like, maybe... I mean, I don't know how long they were in school together and nursing school together, but maybe it was like... I would take it as, oh, maybe they didn't realize that I was married. And then I would just tell them, like...
Well, it depends, too, what the invitation said.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it says... funny to send the 5 guys in our class an anonymous invitation to get together after school.
But it's also a get together. You're not getting it an invitation to like a blind date.
Right.
So
I'd probably just go with you. Like, hey, you want to go? A bunch of people from class are getting together.
First of all, I'd be the one convincing you to go because you'd be like, oh, no, thank you.
Yeah. Like, no, babe, we got to make friends.
No, we don't got to make friends.
Oh, okay.
No new friends.
I did.
Okay. The last one.
Yeah, so that was the last one. So kind of funny stuff. There were a bunch of other ones where they're like, my ex broke up with me that day. I feel like some dudes, and I would do this too, back in my younger days, like break up with my girl right before all the holidays because I ain't trying to buy a bunch of crap.
I hear that's like a big divorce time, like during
divorce. That's a big
that people
leap.
Divorce the most during the holidays and after.
Maybe because they see each other's families.
Maybe, or they don't want to, so they divorce.
Do you remember what you got me for our first Valentine's Day?
Some big shorts.
Big ass shorts. From
the Foot Locker, and he's convinced that I was
recycled.
I wasn't.
So Vanessa has this whole regifting pile of stuff.
I have like 2 items in there. I used to be bad, but now I'm not broke no more. So
but anyways, So then years later, when I found out she had like re-gifting pile, I was like, hey, those basketball shorts that you get, were they some other dudes?
100% they were not.
You thought I was bigger than I was?
Hand on my heart. I had just been buying clothes
What
for
heart?
a really big guy for a long time, so I couldn't gauge the sizes.
They were like 3XL. I was like, God damn.
No, they weren't.
Basically,
they were large.
They were like, picture the N1 basketball, if y'all ever watched it. Like those basketball shorts. Like they were past my knees and like parachutes. I could have jumped off the roof with them.
You had them for a long time, too.
Well, yeah, because they were a gift for me. I'm not just going to throw them out. I'd feel bad. And then every gift I give you, you freaking return or exchange.
It's efficient. I'm good with money. Don't question my tactics.
So it was funny. I was just like, oh, thanks. And, you know, you're still like the first dating phase. So you're not trying to like offend her. And I'm like, these are great. I love them. What did I give you?
I don't remember. A necklace or something.
That necklace.
No. You didn't have that much money then.
Yes, I did. I financed it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I don't have the teddy, I could tell you that. I threw that shit away.
No, another jacked up story.
I'm gonna kill you.
What?
Tell the story.
It was around the time that I was getting my divorce and it was finalized, and my ex, that shall not be named, she had come to Texas, remember? Mm-hmm. And then she like threw the ring at me, and then I ended up returning the ring and getting store credit. And that's how I bought the necklace. So it's not that bad.
Not that bad. I don't care.
Better than you're re-gifting me shorts.
Whatever. Anyway, let us know what you're doing for Valentine's Day, if you like Valentine's Day or not. And again, please be sure to, what do you say? Like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
That's it. Do the outro, bro.
You do it.
Like she said, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate y'all listening, watching, however you're getting our content. And let us know what your favorite Valentine's Day gift, event, or favorite story is. We'd love to hear.
Or least favorite.
Yeah. More than likely it's going to be a least favorite. But see you on the next one.